What impact has Brexit had on the UK economy? Like it, or not, it has been 3 years since the UK left the European Union. Since then there has been a pandemic, swiftly followed by an energy crisis. That has made it hard to decipher exactly what the impact of Brexit has been. The latest data suggest a hit to the economy, but in some unexpected ways. As the UK pulled out of the single market and customs union in 2021, companies trading with the EU faced new rules, new paperwork and new checks on some goods. That prompted fears over what would happen to the £550 billion of trade between the UK and its nearest trading partner. There was an initial dip in the amount the UK exported to the EU. Once teething problems were dealt with, trade volumes recovered to pre-pandemic levels, according to official figures. But it could be argued trade might have grown more if it hadn't been for Brexit. When the British Chambers of Commerce surveyed 500 firms recently, more than half of them said they were still grappling with the new system. The red tape may have deterred some small exporters altogether. A study of customs classifications shows the variety of goods we export has diminished. It is a similar story for imports. Volumes have recovered to pre-pandemic levels. But academics at the London School of Economics point out that the price of food imported from the EU, the likes of tomatoes, or potatoes, rose, maybe by as much as 6% over 2020 and 2021. That was before the recent jump in inflation. On the flip side, that has made it easier for domestic food producers to compete. Economists say they may have had a £5 billion boost. It is the bigger picture, however, that is more eye-catching. Most nations saw international trade collapse at the height of pandemic. Since then, the rest of the G7 countries have seen trade, when compared to the size of their economies, bounce back in a way that hasn't happened in the UK. What about new trade deals? They could help, but it is early days still. In total 71 trade deals have been struck, which is swift progress, but the vast majority just replicate deals Britain had when it was part of the EU. The UK has signed new deals with Australia and New Zealand, but they are only expected to deliver a tiny boost to trade, and even that will take several years. Plus they are controversial. Some UK farmers fear they will lose out. Talks are still taking place with India and members of a Trans-Pacific Pact. They are taking longer than previous ministers had hoped, but analysts think that taking things more slowly may actually lead to more beneficial agreements. Trade deals with some of the biggest players, such as the US and China, remain elusive.